Alright, welcome to JCCR Racing, where we're taking on Gran Turismo 7 GT7 as a guide to improvement and wins. So join us as we try to learn and grow together. So we got the JCCR Racing pit crew coming into the live. So if you're not watching this as a live, make sure that you throw on live comments, because a lot of great racers, A+ racers, all the way to E racers, so mix of everyone, come in and drop comments. I'm just gonna get the live chat going so I can catch it on my phone as well over already for the live chat, folks. So big key to learning and improvement is having a mindset of, not being right and learning from others. And boy, am I ever wrong pretty often. So we followed the advice of Super Doofus with 140.9, really fast time for him and I, a member of the JCCR racing team. And he said, try out the 458 Italia. So I think part of improving is having a growth mindset, meaning you're really open and willing to learn. You've got all ears. You say you got your ear to the pavement, and the ear to the pavement was saying, try out the Ferrari 458 for this race, the weekly online race, and boy was he ever right. So that's going to be the case every week. Hey, Super Doofus, I was just saying some positive things, sending you some love and positivity, some kindness your way, crediting you for really suggesting the 458 Italia, and it is an absolute perfect fit for this race, and it might not be the perfect fit for you, so the important is to find the car that you can be consistent with. And that also requires, a growth mindset, because if you're sort of fixed and hard and stubborn, you're not... Oh, Thrustmaster. What is going on this week with my Thrustmaster? All right. Try to get it back into position. All right, sorry about that. So you're not gonna find better ways or better techniques or better cars if you're really sort of set and fixed in your way. So you gotta have that growth mindset. All right, so you went down from, you started, Super Doofus saying you started in traction control 2 and then went down to 1 for that blistering time. That's an extremely fast time for a C lobby racer like myself. So I've got to try to work the magic here and get down to a 140 like Super Doofus. That would get us pole position in the C lobby. And that first turn is oh so important to get right, because after that, if you don't get it right, you're going to be going a lot slower down the straights after. Our 142, pretty much flat, is going to get us in 8th. We got Sebas up in first with a 458 Italia, followed by the Mercedes AMG, a 911 up there in the mix, and Audi. So really cool, the European competitors up there. Too bad the Fords in this game are pretty hard to drive. Now I'm gonna just throw out some kindness out in the world. Oh, you got punted back to D. Well, you must just be destroying it in D and getting great positions in D, Super Doofus. Off to throw the laptop if you want to help out your fellow creators or just creators that you like and you don't have time to watch all their videos. Well, before bed, you open up your laptop and over the night you play video after video of their collection. You're really going to be helping them out. That kind of stuff really does help YouTube to decide to, put us into the algorithm and actually suggest us to more people. And that's how we get to grow the community. I'm going to need brake balance on tubes. I'm going to need some of that. I do a lot of last minute braking when I don't know the track that well. Oh, fantastic, Super Doofus. 6 straight races starting pole. That is key. Getting a fast qualifier is key. You got racers like Incognito having the courage to start at the way back of the pack and then move his way up. That's really tough, and it means there's 15 cars that you're gonna maybe pass that could battle you out. And of course, always good to have the radar on. Hopefully we don't lose the steering wheel here. All right, so let's get set up for the turn one, top the candies, get into the braking. Gonna go a little wide here, hoping to not get speared out. Avoid the 911 that we just collided with. And that radar helped me pick that little spot here, get set up. So we're in 8th. This is a good start to the race. A little slow there. Often slow here, but finally getting the apex, which is crucial to that section. Usually get past, so did a practice lap in with the McLaren through here. Felt great, easy to drive, but just couldn't get down to the same times I have with the Ferrari. I love the acceleration and braking on the Ferrari here. But yes, the McLaren was definitely easier to control. So when you see a player in front of you with a penalty, watch out. It means there's an increased chance of collision. That's probably going to be deliberate. So yeah, the McLaren, easier to drive on the track, but I can still get faster laps with the Ferrari. So I just got to be nice and easy with the D1 Chosen. Yes, sir. Good evening. D1 Chosen, are you in the Ferrari Italia right now on this track? So yeah, the 458 is a beast on this track because of its great brakes and high acceleration from slow and medium turns. Gap growing right there just because I wasn't early enough and hard enough on the pedal. Coming out of the turn. All right, D1 Chosen, you're in C rank, so am I. I'm not higher, my friend. I just got here roughly 3 weeks ago in the C. I started about 3.5 months ago online racing, starting off in E and using a handful of racecraft, a handful of tricks, craftsmanship, little racecraft, and driving safe and smart. We have moved up into C. Despite never spending hours or even an hour doing qualifying laps and practicing. The rig is a T GT2 thrust from Thrustmaster, and it's been very good to me, but maybe my electronics in the house are a little overloaded because when I had 2 power bars on one outlet, one outlet, or off the same breaker I should say, I cooked the original steering wheel kept giving me shocks, and I could actually see the little electrical bolt coming out of the steering wheel. So eventually the steering wheel got completely cooked. Replaced it with the Ferrari Thrustmaster steering wheel, which I'm liking, but while practicing in the McLaren, the steering wheel actually turned off on us. Hey, Aussie Pug, what is up, mate? That is our mate from Australia. All the designs are from Aussie Pug that we race with. Aussie Pug. Oh, and safe, smart driving, just staying out of trouble, giving other vehicles distance and respect. We're now in 4th, and we're definitely not the fastest driver on this track whatsoever. Not even close. Try to get this apex there. That's going to help, and get back on the throttle. And with the Ferrari 458, I'm going to watch out for these slightly elevated curbs as they will get the car a little shaky. Right there is where I want to be careful because the car can definitely lose control. pulling away of the nose there. Yeah, Aussie Pug, I hear you. I also need to get, well, Aussie Pug, you already have an incredible lap time on this track. I definitely need to get more lap time in, but I do like to do lives, and I do like to kind of jump in and show that you can go from zero experience, or as I like to call it, from zero to hero, or beginner to winner. So I like to try to prove my theory that you can take on new tracks with new cars every week, and you don't have to put 2 hours of practice into the track before going online. You can put in, 5 minutes, actually 10 minutes. I usually put in 0, but I'd advise at least 10 minutes. But you can actually just put in some 10-15 minutes of qualifying laps, get online, and if you just drive smart and safe, avoid contact, and don't mind having the training wheels on. So maybe start off with traction control 2. 3 if you have to, but ideally 2. Start it off there and just use the training wheels, follow the markers, and you can get a good amount of fun online and actually get some decent positioning in. But you got to be willing to try new cars and put your ego aside. I am definitely doing the daily race at the moment, trying to survive with 1 1/3 laps or 1 1/5 laps left. So I didn't catch all the text that came through, but folks, thank you so much for being in the live. I'll get to questions and more involved chat with y'all as soon as this race is done. But howdy to those of you that dropped in. All right, it's boosted 5.0. Hey, buddy. So a slow 143.7 definitely is getting us past here, but some safe, smart racing will have us take it back. Oh, I'm trying to avoid contact because well, that'd just be bad for both of us. So patience required here. And patience already about to pay off. Upshifted quickly there to avoid loss of traction. Oh, not the right rotation there. Too high of a gear. Upshifted too early. And let's see if that costs a position. No, we got enough space. But hey, we picked up a 5th, not bad. We started, I think it was an 8th or 9th. Anytime you finish higher than where you started, you got to count that as a win. Can't expect to start in last and finish in first. It might happen, but it's pretty rare. And what I'm happy is we had a very clean race there. Oh, share the replay before I exit. Fantastic. Thank you, Super Doofus, for the reminder.